For the longest time, fans have wanted to know the official title for Star Wars Episode 9 to give us an overall idea of where we will be going in the sequel trilogy. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, looking at Episode 9 specifically, we do know that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, they have gone through different code names, different working titles, if you will, before in the past. But what about the official title of the movie? A lot of people have been wondering about this. Now, looking at how things have been going with the sequel trilogy, it seems as so that the title will be starting with The. So if you look at The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, it's pretty much assumed that Episode 9 would start with The. But I wanted to focus in on a Twitter post by viewer Annan. I don't know if you guys know viewer Annan, but he was huge on the internet days before The Last Jedi released. He is the one who spoiled all of the different events of the movie, of what happened to Luke Skywalker, Supreme Leader Snoke, the fight between both, Kylo and Rey and the Praetorian Guards. Everything. A lot of people couldn't believe it at first. Everybody was actually very disappointed when viewer Annan gave away the details. People could not believe that Luke was going to be a Force projection in Episode 8. So, looking at what viewer Annan had to say on Twitter, he states in response to Mark Ellis, where he said, "If you vote tomorrow, they'll tell you the title of Star Wars Episode 9. Viewer Annan says, "This old lady at the polling place was nice enough to tell me, but now I'm confused how Disney is going to market Avengers and Star Wars movies that are both called Annihilation." Now, do take this with a grain of salt, but I find it very interesting that for the longest time, these past couple of weeks or so, that Avengers 4 is actually rumored to be called Avengers Annihilation, which honestly has a nice ring to it. But as far as a Star Wars Episode 9 title goes, I'm not quite sure how great Annihilation would fit into the overall title of that movie. Again, that's just part of the title. It wouldn't just be Star Wars Annihilation. Or could it? I doubt it though. But looking at, everything here involving Annihilation, it would only be a part of the official title for Episode 9 if this actually does end up to be true. Now the reason as to why, we all should actually focus in on viewer Annan is because, well, this guy has accurately revealed spoilers before, with his claim to fame being a beat-for-beat review, or overview I should say, of the plot of Justice League post-reshoots. A lot of his knowledge seems to come from attending test screenings or knowing people who attend test screenings. Avengers Annihilation is also heavily rumored to be the title of the 4th Avengers movie, although there's a chance that Marvel may pull a fast one and change it before the trailer drops, presumably later this month. Now, yes, alright, viewer Annan, in a way, he could be joking, but I do find it very odd how Avengers has been rumored to be called Annihilation for weeks on end now, and with Star Wars Episode 9 quite possibly having Annihilation in the overall title of this movie, well, that's an interesting thing for sure. We'll find out in the coming months, most likely in February of 2018, or should I say 2019, is when we will get that official title reveal for this movie. So I don't know about you guys, but if Annihilation does end up being a part of the official title of Episode 9, like I say, take this with a grain of salt, but if that actually does end up being a part of the official title, what do you think the complete title would be? Could it be something around the lines of Annihilation of the Galaxy, or something around those lines? Honestly, I'm not quite sure how Annihilation really fits into a Star Wars title. It does seem a little bit off to me. I'm not quite sure how Disney and Lucasfilm would make that work. There's a lot of syllables in there, and from the looks of it at the very end of The Last Jedi, it seems like Episode 9 would be more about triumph rather than defeat. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what they will be doing with the title of this movie. Again, like I say, I think that the best title for Episode 9 would be The New Rebellion or The New Order, or A New Order, kind of giving a callback to A New Hope in the original trilogy. That would be kind of cool in the sequel trilogy if there's two films that kind of mimic two movies from the originals, where The Last Jedi is kind of like Return of the Jedi, and then of course you would have, let's say for example, A New Order would be like A New Hope. But yeah guys, I would love to hear your opinion about all of this below in the comments. Would Annihilation being part part of the Star Wars Episode 9 title make a whole lot of sense to you? Is it too many syllables? Does it really like roll off your tongue pretty well as a title for Episode 9? How do you feel about that? Now, looking at Avengers, it actually goes. It actually sounds right for an Avengers movie, something from Marvel, right? I'm just not quite sure how it would really work for a Star Wars film, especially in the sequel trilogy itself. Now, it could also line directly up with what John Boyega said, is that this movie is going to be an all-out war, and the war to end all wars, in a sense, will be the overall theme of this movie. And we also know that this movie is going to have the most characters and planets out of every single Star Wars film. So, let's wait and see. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night